Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV. Wow, it's Wednesday. I woke up this morning thinking it's Tuesday. What day is it? Yeah, what day is it? It is Wednesday morning. It's a beautiful sunny morning. Chilly. My propane heat ran out, so I woke up in the 50s this morning. Brr, right? Brr. But I got through it. So here we go. House to the compound. Wow, look at my weeping cherry tree. I never thought that thing would make it. This ground right here is so bad. I'm blown away that tree has made it through all the years. But here we go. And you know, we got the guys doing power line work here in my neighborhood. And I think they're going to be trying to get into my property to do the work. Which ought to be entertaining, to say the least. I was about to lock all the dogs down, so that's going to be probably guys showing up here, probably screw up my video this morning, but we shall see. But let's get in the house and get the puppies and see how they're doing this morning. They all got new outfits. You noticed that yesterday. And they're sporting a whole new look. I just want to see them. Come on, pups. Come on, Rugrats, get out of here. Alright, let's keep them distracted from that portion over there. That'll be a main event. Let's go, puppies. Come on. Come on. Let's go. You guys hungry? Oh, yeah, guys are hungry. Let's go. Keep the focal point to the barn because these power line guys are going to be here today. And if I don't have these guys locked down, it's going to be a chit show. Which it is about every day a chit show. We have 8 freaking dogs. Come on, pups. Let's go. Graded out the driveway a little yesterday from all that rock I brought in for the greenhouse. I'm starting to take the dirt pile apart. It's just never-ending projects. And today doesn't feel like it's going to be as cold. Yesterday was just a cold day. I can already feel like it's going to be a little bit warmer. Come on, Ginger. What, there's no water in the house? Probably not. Here's a bucket full of water, you dummy. I got some birds flying through. Pooping on the purple car. Alright, let's get everybody in. Come on, Pops. Let's go. Come on. Let's get the routine going and get you guys locked down because the power line guys are going to show up and I just know it's going to be a fiasco if I don't get these guys in the office. Come on, Pops. Willow. Willow Tango. Come on, boy. My well tank. Come on. It's always a never-ending project, just getting dogs in the barn just to get them fed. Ginger, Scout. I mean, they're gonna clean up these bowls. Yeah, anymore. I just throw all the bowls down, leave the food out, and for the most part, these guys don't seem to be fighting for the moment. But man, it is so much work. So you know, did I ever think this through? Hell no. Nope. The brain's not the smartest. Never said I was the smartest of the bunch here. I mean, it's just, you know, never ending. Feeding the dogs. Feed the dogs. Just go through this stuff like, alright, there's one bowl for you. And then another bowl over there. Come on, get in. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on, Tango. Come on, Will. Let's go. Come on. Get in here. Willow, Tango. Come on, you know the routine. Get in. Tango, Willow. Come on. Will. Horn dog, get over here, boy. Come on. Come on. Willow, get in here. You're not playing with Gypsy this morning. Get your butt in there. Yeah, there you go. Stay here. Everybody stays here before the big trucks roll up. And these guys start hearing noises. They'll be running out the door. So, good pup. Come here. I can already hear the trucks coming up the street. So, here you go, pups. Come on. Get some more food for you. I know I should put this thing in a better spot. But I ain't that smart either, but it's just never ending. There you go. Well, come here, Prince. No. Prince, don't do that. Gotta lock your ass down. Because, alright, chill out, everybody. Get one more bowl and get the separation process here. Oh my goodness, everybody. We just live in a crazy world. I mean, can you honestly say we're just living in chaos right now? Under the Donald Trump and Elon Musk regime, as somebody would start calling them. because of the craziness. I mean, it is crazy what's going on now with Trump going after China, but it just kills me. As an individual, I can relate so much to this China tariff thing, the tit for tat, and it is so incredible that I grew up in the time frame of witnessing Sam Walton, who brought Walmart, the first Walmart store back in July of 1962, in Roger, Arkansas, and how he created one of the biggest, wealthiest corporations in the world. Yes, in the world, in his tenure before he died at a very early age of 74 years old in 1992. But if you really know the story of Sam Walton, he was all about catering to the small town, rural areas, of giving that those small towns the availability of less expensive products, American made. American made. Did you hear what I said? His goal was to bring less expensive products in a mass merchant way to the American rural communities for less money. That actually pissed off a lot of local merchants in smaller towns, because he was more the giveaway deals of running a lot of local small businesses out of town. That was a lot of hardships and a lot of anger at Sam Walton back in those true beginnings of 63, basically close to 63 years ago, 62 years ago, when he got the ball moving to create Walmart. And then in, I think, 1988, he brought the Sam's Club, because of Price Club. Back then it was Price Club, not Costco, if I remember right. Mr. Price, the lawyer guy that got the great idea of just buying mass quantities of product and putting it in basically a big warehouse store and letting the consumer have the same capability to buy mass merchandise and product at a discounted price. So for Sam Walton, but the biggest thing was Sam Walton was all about Buy American. And isn't it just incredible how I witnessed my own lifetime the China Mart, the China Depot, the China Lowe's, the China Club, the China Price. I mean, you can go through the list of all these big box stores that resorted to the Nixon's true beginnings of letting the Chinese begin to kind of interact in our country with trade. But it really wasn't Nixon. It was Bill Clinton. So many people think Bill Clinton was such a great president. Why is that? I'm not lying. You meet so many people that Bill Clinton, remember, he got 2 terms. He was elected in 1992, and he ran 2 terms. His second term was all about Monica Lewinsky, that smoked a cigar with Bill Clinton in the White House. And so for Bill Clinton, for the record, he is the sitting president that signed the China trade deal and brought them into the World Trade Organization. So Bill Clinton, in 2000, he was the guy that, this is incredible. Bill Clinton literally said that he felt so good about this new relationship with China that his exact words were, President Bill Clinton in 2000 pushed Congress to improve the U.S.-China trade agreement and China's accession to the WTO, World Trade Organization, saying that more trade with China would advance America's economic interest. China would advance America's economic interest. Economically, this agreement is equivalent of a one-way street. Boy. So you think about that statement right there, a one-way street? Yeah, China. China's one-way street into our country without us having the opposite side of the street to go back to their country. Was that? I mean, did Bill Clinton know right out of the gate where all this is all going? And for me, the reason I can really relate with this in an aggravating way is because I witnessed all the cheap crap coming to our country, and we're all guilty for supporting all the cheap crap. But I myself, it's hard to believe 20 years ago, I was on a mission to go a different direction in my life. And what's incredible is, it's so incredible how 20 years ago, I didn't need to go a different direction in my life because I was doing very well in what I was doing. But I wanted to move on and think I could be bigger and better doing something else. So eerie to the same in so many ways, like this social media thing that has taken so much of my time and energy in my life and taken away so much of my focal point of what I've always done and been good at to chase a whole different dream. But in the end, it's just basically a crash and burn of what I've created upon myself like never seen, even worse than what happened to me in 2008. So in 2005, I chased a dream to open up initially a trailer dealership because I just loved trailers. And there was no local big trailer dealer in this area. And I always wanted just to open up on the side of the road, just a nice little trailer dealership and just kind of grow it from true beginnings of being a little small dealership to selling enclosed trailers, little ones, utility trailers, having a mechanic, a little repair facility, and then just kind of, it wouldn't be any extravagant amount of money needed to kind of get that going, and then to eventually evolve into a nice size trailer dealership where I could then retire from what I was doing of driving and living behind the wheel of a car every day in my life, chasing people for business that you walk in out the door everyday life, begging them to do business with you. It takes years and years and years, and living on the road 150, 200-mile days and working 6-7 days a week. I just was like, I just don't want to do this the rest of my life. I want to be more home-based, and I want to have more of a schedule where I'm off the road, and people come to me and where I beg me to buy something. And me instead of having to go beg other people, I really wanted to reverse my way that I had to earn a living in my life. So, but by coincidence, I had a good friend that's in the real estate business, older gentleman, that I called just by, stroke of the luck, but really, not really, looking for him to find me a piece of land that I could rent to run a trailer dealership. Well, instantly he's like, oh, no. I'm going to start a lawn and garden dealership. I've got a guy I know that owns a small engine repair lawn and garden equipment business, and I'm going to buy this guy out, and then I'm going to go out and be a Coyote dealer and sell Coyote tractors. I'm like, Coyote tractors? What the hell is that? Well, it was a Kubota knockoff. Basically, it was a South Korean built tractor, and it was really a brother. Kubota tractors, the two brothers split up, and the one brother continued on the path with a Kubota tractor, and the other brother continued the path of creating he called the Coyote tractor. But they went different, separate ways. Well, you fast forward 30, 40 years, 50 years later, and the Iceman shows up, and he shows up as this older guy that's wanting to sell that product and compete against the big, not really the big tractor, but the medium, the small size, compact tractors, what they call them. The 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 horsepower tractors, not the big farming operation equipment that would cater to the rural area that I live in. So this gentleman and I went back and forth for about a year, but it just close to 2 years. Gained no traction. I gave up this guy and I went on my own, and I became independent, and I really pulled off writing a business plan, taking it to various banks to borrow money and have to put collateral up for a loan. And I was finally able to put together a business and a lawn and garden dealership. And sure enough, I took the name, the Tractor Shop is what I called that business. Yeah. So I took from the Tractor Supply, I thought, why not take the Tractor Shop name, because it would maybe sometimes confuse people looking through the phone book back in the day, or, looking for the name, the Tractor Supply. They would see the Tractor Shop as a name and call my business, because I was selling small lawn and garden equipment, trimmers, lawnmowers, push-on mowers, Toro, Gravely. I'm just trying to think of all the different Bristol, Coyote brand. Then I was selling the trailers. What was the name of that trailer brand? I had a really good trailer brand as well, and lots of other things. And I was a full-blown service company where you could bring your small lawn and garden equipment to me, and I could fix it for you. And so the reason this resonates so well with me is because the China crap that Home Depot and Lowe's was competing against my business, that created a much more harder time to sell the less expensive riding lawnmower, push lawnmower, weed whacker, blower, whatever it may be, because of all the China crap sitting at Lowe's and Home Depot. And these people would go out and they would save themselves hundreds of dollars of going to Home Depot and buying the China-built crap versus the stuff I was selling was more American-built product, with exceptions like Coyote and SureTrack. The name of that trailer, I was one of the original dealers for SureTrack trailers in their infancy. So they were a very young company that I bought their product, and it was really good stuff. They've grown substantially, throughout the years. They're a much bigger line of product than they had when I first went with them. But the thing is, all these people that pulled up in their expensive cars at my dealership and lived in the $1 million homes up the road, they'd all go to Home Depot and Lowe's and Costco and Sam's Club and whatever else sold the cheap-ass, China-built lawn and garden crap, and then they would come to my dealership and expect me to fix it for them under their warranty or fix it for them for borderline. I couldn't even fix it for them for the price they paid for it. And so it was always aggravating because even for me, this is just back in 2007, 2008 year, it was very challenging to run a business competing against the Chinese. Because we all know how the Chinese cheat the hell out of everything and how they they just do very devious things to win their ways to try to put the little guys and even somewhat the big guys out of business. So once again, I can relate with this tariff trade with China so well because of what China has done to the infrastructure of our country. And for me, I witnessed it. I went through it. I saw how Sam Walton, I used to say Sam Walton would roll over in his grave to know that his family gave in to the Chinese and started selling all Chinese products and goods in our country, that Sam Walton was bound, hell-bent, that he never wanted that to be the case. But he died in 1992. He died very young of blood cancer at the age of 74. So Bill Clinton had just begun his career in politics as a president and all his other shyster stuff that he's known for. If you ever know the real story of Bill Clinton, that guy's not a good guy. That whole Clinton family is a very corrupt family. If you don't believe that, then you don't know the history of Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. And then in conspiracy theories, there ain't no conspiracy theories. It's the facts, everybody. It's the facts. But anyways, once again, Sam Walton, he would be rolling in his grave today, seeing how his own family undermined the infrastructure of our country that used to build and bring, once again, back at that time, of very affordable products. And that's a big challenge that everybody will say is, well, those days are done. Which in so many ways, I don't disagree. Because the government has so many guidelines and so many things that you have to do as a business owner to be able to be a legitimate business, to employ people, that it's very expensive as a business owner to employ people and build stuff in this country. In China and other countries, that type of governing powers favor the big business person by looking the other way and let them abuse the labor laws, let them abuse the waste that's laid into the human, I should say, Mother Nature Earth. And so for us here, Americans, yes, it'll definitely be more challenging to ever be able to compete in the worldwide market of less expensive quality products. It's not going to happen. And that's why Trump knows it. I've talked it over and over again. In all sincereness, I don't know how Trump in so many ways could even really think that we could let China not have a tariff on it. Meaning, for us to think we could compete in a worldwide market and not force China to have a huge tariff on it, to continue to bring less expensive product to our country under trying to compete against that without a big tariff, I don't see that's going to be. And the interesting thing is that Donald Trump signed the Mexico-Canadian-U.S. trade agreement in his last run of the office back like in 2018. And was it the U.S.-Mexico, it's a USMC agreement, I think it's what they called it, U.S.-Mexico-Canadian agreement. And so what everybody did that saw on how Trump was so anti-China, all these major companies basically just put China in Mexico. That's the running joke right now. Is that China just has repositioned itself to Mexico. But yet now Trump is trying to work through the tariffs that make sense between Mexico and our country. And for the record, it seems like Mexico is somewhat bending to the demands of Trump, I guess. I'm not standing on top of stuff 100%. But the point is, it's just the irony that now you see it's built in Mexico, but it's just a Chinese-based product with a stamp on it from Mexico. Because China is in Mexico. That's China's biggest goal right now. Build your dream, the electric car manufacturer. They're so desperately wanting to get into Mexico to set up shop, to start bringing their electric cars to our country, which will just decimate the big auto guys trying to bring electric vehicles. But that really isn't the forte and the hottest subject under Donald Trump's powers at this time. So anyways, it's very interesting here that we're seeing this huge tariff, the fight, what's going to play out, and for everybody saying that, with this happening, the parent that goes and buys $150 Nike shoes are now going to be $250 Nike shoes. Everything is going to be through the roof, and how does everybody continue to afford just more money out of your pocket, as we just got done with Joe Biden's regime wanting to make the country, the world, the cleanest country of the world, the United States of America, and transforming the renewable energies and electric vehicles, blah, 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 which just created very expensive, everything got more expensive under Joe Biden, and blah, blah, blah. Now we go with Donald Trump. We're going down the same path. Everything's getting more expensive. And I mean, where do people just finally say, I'm done? I'm broke. I mean, I'm just sincere. How are people affording these lifestyles? I just don't get it. I mean, I don't understand on how, if you're not making in today's world $200,000+ in the areas of the DC area, New York, Florida, California, you go to these more upscale rural suburbanite areas. I just don't understand how you can survive without you having a minimum of $200,000 a year coming into your house. Minimum. If you don't, I'm talking about a family. I'm talking about a family has, 2 kids and the wife and husband, and they live in the communities where the homes are all $500 to $1 million, and they're driving around in their $50 to $80 to $100,000 cars, and the list goes on and on and on. I think at $200,000 you're broke, and with everything going up now, I think it's even to be worse. But how long is it going to take? It won't happen overnight. All this stuff's going on right now. It's just nothing happens instantly overnight, besides the people have lost all their stock market, overinflated stock values. I've always felt stock markets way overinflated, but you don't want to hear that. If you're a person who's in the stock market and you've seen your 401k diminish, you'll be telling me go shut the hell up, because you're living the life of, in my views, the overvalued stocks. I mean, just to think that the Tesla stock that went to a 3-way split, Nvidia stock went to a 3-way split. I mean, you're talking about, technically, at one time, they didn't do these 3-way splits. You're talking about $2,000, $2,500 value stock per option. But they did these 3-way splits, so now you're paying instead $800, or you're paying $400. And so, for Elon Musk, as we know, he's the guy that's the target, because he's the guy that's targeted the Democratic Party to pull back the curtain. Remember, everybody? Does everybody remember me talking about when Trump comes into office, the curtain's going to be pulled back? It just cracks me up, but I just don't think people listen in great depth on my videos. A select few of you do watch my videos and do kind of listen really well. I think that's really nice, but I think for the majority, they don't. Does anybody remember me talking like, once Trump comes in office, the curtain will be pulled back, and then the chit show will begin, and then the reality of what's going on will all start to come to be? And really, even for me, I'll tell you straight up, I didn't ever realize it'd be more about the Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency run by Elon Musk, would be the curtain pulled back, showing how corrupt the Democratic Party is on taking the taxpayers' monies to enrich themselves and to push their agendas, funded all by the taxpayers of our country's own monies to continue to entitle them to push their narrative to take control of this country like never ever seen. So that there, I'll tell you straight up. But I said the curtain will be pulled back, and was it pulled back? It sure in the hell was. Wow. And for Donald Trump, I should say for Elon Musk, it's interesting on how even Elon Musk, one of the richest guys in the world, I don't know how much longer it's going to last, with his value of his stocks getting killed. But even for Elon Musk, it shows you how dirty and bad it is on how Elon Musk now wants to go after George Soros and Alex Soros, for he believes they're perpetrators of all this Tesla hate, all the burning of the dealerships, all burning the Tesla cars, all the destruction of Tesla. He truly believes that the Soros family is behind the funding of all these people that are nasty-ass people. But it just goes to show you that the parties to be or the people to be that do not like Elon Musk for exposing how bad it really is, that is hurting others that were all gaining their wealth and all their good times through the corruption of our government. You see how radical it is. And even one of the richest guys in the world isn't getting very far on shutting these people down and getting very far and putting people behind the bars. And that's the whole thing. I've said it many times. For you to think you're going to go downtown and tell it the way it is and expose things, you'll never make it. You have to have so much money, and you'll be just terminated. You'll just be extinguished. Yeah. If you ever were a Bill Clinton friend, confident, if you ever were with the Clintons in the beginnings of their rise to their political powers to be, you ought to do some research on that and see how many people ain't here no more. And those people ain't here no more never had the wealth nor the power to overcome the Clintons' powers over them. Yeah, look it up, everybody. I mean, I'm not lying about that. So that's it. I'm gonna cut it off there. Keep the conversations to 30 minutes or less. And I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation. Hope everybody has a blessed day. And again, what do the markets do today? And it's incredible how the markets the other day spiked instantly when somebody had said the tariffs had been shut down and Trump's going to reverse his policies on the tariffs. And instantly the market went nuts. But then he realized it was a miscommunication. That was false information. Wow. How the human mind operates to appease yourself and the others, but to enrich yourself in what we do, which is just the likes of the greedy-ass mankind of the good and the bad. God bless. Have a good day.